I'm Ethan, 29, and nothing stabs deeper than family turning on you. Last month, at our annual family reunion, my sister Tara dropped a bomb. She stood up, glass in hand, and announced I'd been stealing from our parents' business for years. The room froze. My own sister, accusing me of betrayal in front of everyone. I was gutted. How could she lie like that? I've always been the quiet one. Growing up in a small Oregon town, I was the kid who fixed computers for neighbors, not the one making speeches at family dinners. Tara, though, she was the star. Charismatic, loud, always the center of attention. Mom and Dad ran a local hardware store, and Tara was their pride, helping with sales, charming customers. I handled the back end, inventory, accounts, the boring stuff. They never thanked me, but I didn't mind. I loved them. 6 years ago, things shifted. I caught Tara skimming cash from the register. Small amounts, maybe $50 here, $100 there. I confronted her privately. She cried, swore it was a one-time thing, a mistake. I believed her. I covered it up, adjusted the books, and never told our parents. I thought I was protecting her. Protecting us. Big mistake. Fast forward to last year. I moved to Portland for a tech job, leaving the store behind. Tara stayed, taking on more responsibility. I thought she'd grown up. Then, at the reunion, she hit me with that accusation. Stealing? Me? The guy who balanced their books for a decade? My stomach dropped. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all staring. Mom's eyes welled up. Dad just looked down. I tried to stay calm. Tara, that's not true, I said, voice shaking. She doubled down. I found discrepancies, Ethan. Thousands missing. You were the only one with access. She had spreadsheets, emails, fake proof. My chest tightened. She'd planned this. The family whispered. I saw doubt in their eyes. Even my cousin Nate, my best friend, avoided my gaze. I left the reunion early, humiliated. I didn't sleep that night. My phone buzzed with texts from relatives. Is it true? How could you? I ignored them. I was done being the quiet one. Tara wanted a fight? She'd get one. I started digging. I still had access to the store's old accounting software. What I found made my blood boil. Tara hadn't stopped stealing. She'd gotten smarter. She'd been funneling money into a side account, blaming me for the shortfalls. Fake invoices, altered receipts. She'd built a whole system. I spent days cross-referencing records, pulling bank statements. The evidence was clear. She'd stolen over $20,000 in 2 years. I printed everything, my hands shaking with rage. I called Nate. He was hesitant, but listened. She's lying, man, I said. I've got proof. He agreed to meet me. I showed him the documents. His face went pale. Ethan, this is bad. Why didn't you say anything sooner? I laughed bitterly. Because I trusted her. Because she's family. He nodded, but I could tell he was shaken. The next weekend, I drove back to our hometown. Tara was at the store, playing the dutiful daughter. I walked in, stack of papers in hand. My heart pounded. We need to talk, I said. She smirked, like she'd already won. What's this, Ethan? More excuses? I laid the evidence on the counter. Her smile vanished. Explain this, I said, pointing to the bank transfers. She stammered, tried to spin it. That's not what it looks like. But I wasn't backing down. I called Mom and Dad in. They looked confused, then horrified as I walked them through the numbers. Tara's face turned red. She started yelling, accusing me of forging the documents. But the truth was there, undeniable, in black and white. Dad's voice cracked. Tara, why? She didn't answer, just stormed out. Mom cried. I felt no victory, just a hollow ache. I'd exposed my sister, but at what cost? The family group chat went silent. No apologies, no questions. Just silence. I drove back to Portland, wondering if I'd done the right thing. Was I the asshole for calling her out like that? The drive back to Portland was a blur. My hands gripped the wheel, knuckles white, as Tara's accusations echoed in my head. I'd exposed her theft, laid out the proof, but the victory felt like ash. Mom's tears. Dad's silence. The family group chat, once buzzing, was a ghost town. I thought I'd feel free. Instead, I felt like I'd burned my own house down. Back home, I couldn't sleep. My apartment, usually a quiet refuge, felt suffocating. I kept replaying the moment Tara stormed out, her face twisted with fury. I'd expected her to crumble, maybe confess. But that smirk, she wasn't done. I knew her. She'd twist this, spin a new story. I checked my phone. Nothing. Not even from Nate, who'd seen the evidence. Had I lost him too? Monday morning, I dragged myself to work. My tech job was demanding, but I loved it. Coding, problem solving, no family drama. Or so I thought. My coworker, Lila, noticed my mood. You okay, Ethan? She asked, sliding me a coffee. I shrugged, not ready to spill. But then my phone buzzed. A text from Mom. We need to talk. Come home this weekend. My stomach sank. Another ambush? I spent the week preparing. I backed up every document, every bank statement, every email proving Tara's theft. If they wanted a fight, I'd be ready. But doubt crept in. What if they didn't believe me? What if Tara had already poisoned them? By Friday, I was a wreck, barely sleeping, my mind racing. I called Nate. You coming this weekend? I asked. He hesitated. Yeah, I'll be there. Saturday morning, I pulled into my parents' driveway. The hardware store's sign loomed across the street, a reminder of years spent in its shadow. Inside, Mom and Dad sat at the kitchen table, faces grim. Tara was there too, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. No one else. No cousins, no aunts. Just us. Sit, Dad said, voice flat. I did, clutching my folder of evidence like a shield. Mom spoke first. Ethan, we saw the papers. But Tara says you're framing her. My jaw dropped. Framing her? I have proof, I said, sliding the folder across. Tara scoffed. You're good with computers, Ethan. You could have faked it all. I stared, stunned. She was doubling down, even now. Dad raised a hand. Enough. We hired an accountant to check. My heart raced. An accountant? That was good, right? The truth would hold. But Tara's confidence unnerved me. They'll find what I found, I said, voice steady. Tara leaned forward. Or they'll see you've been skimming for years and pinned it on me. I laughed, bitter. You're delusional. Mom snapped. Stop it, both of you. Her voice broke. This is tearing us apart. The accountant's report came that afternoon. We sat in silence as Dad read it aloud. Discrepancies traced to Tara's account. Unauthorized transfers. $22,000 over 2 years. Tara's face went pale. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I felt no triumph, just exhaustion. Why, Tara? Mom asked, echoing Dad's words from last week. Tara's eyes darted. Then she stood, grabbed her purse, and left without a word. I thought that was it. Case closed. But later, as I helped Mom clean up, she grabbed my arm. Ethan, she's struggling. She lost her job last month. She's in debt. My chest tightened. Was this an excuse? That's not my fault, I said softly. Mom sighed. I know, but she's still your sister. I pulled away. She tried to ruin me. Mom looked down, silent. That night, Nate called. You did what you had to, he said. But Tara's telling people you doctored the evidence. I froze. She was still spinning lies, even after the accountant's report. I hung up, my mind racing. Tara wasn't just fighting me. She was rewriting reality. I had to act. But how? Expose her again? Or let it go and move on? Tara's lies clung to me like damp rot. The accountant's report proved her theft, yet she was still spinning tales, telling cousins I'd faked it all. I sat in my Portland apartment, staring at my laptop, the family chat still dead. I'd won, hadn't I? So why did I feel trapped? Tara wasn't done. I knew her. She'd strike again. I threw myself into work. Coding was my escape. Clean, logical, no betrayal. But even there, doubts crept in. What if Tara's lies spread? What if people believed her? By Wednesday, I was a mess, snapping at Lila over nothing. Ethan, talk to me, she said, her voice soft but firm. I caved, spilling everything. Her eyes widened. Your sister's a piece of work. You need to shut this down. She was right. I couldn't let Tara rewrite the narrative. I called Nate, my only ally left. She's telling people I doctored the evidence, I said. He sighed. Yeah, I heard. Aunt Lisa asked me if you're that kind of person. I set her straight. But Ethan, you gotta do something. My stomach churned. Even Aunt Lisa? Tara was poisoning the whole family. I spent Thursday digging deeper. Using my cybersecurity skills, I accessed the store's old server logs. There it was, Tara's login, late at night, downloading financial reports. She'd covered her tracks poorly, leaving digital footprints everywhere. I saved screenshots, timestamps, everything. But exposing her again felt risky. What if the family saw me as the bad guy dragging this out? I was torn. Friday night, I got a text from Dad. Family meeting tomorrow. Store. 2 p.m. My heart sank. Another showdown? I barely slept, replaying Tara's smirk, Mom's tears. I packed my evidence, steeling myself. When I arrived, the store was quiet, the closed sign up. Mom, Dad, Nate, and Tara sat in the back office. Tara's eyes were red, but her jaw was set. No remorse. Dad started. We've talked to the accountant again. Tara, you admitted it. My head snapped up. Admitted it? Tara stared at the floor. I was desperate, she mumbled. Lost my job. Had debts. I waited, expecting an apology. Nothing. Mom chimed in. Ethan, she's sorry. Can't we move past this? I laughed sharp. Sorry? She tried to frame me. Tara's head jerked up. You're not perfect, Ethan. You always played the victim, the quiet martyr. I was drowning. Her voice cracked, but her words stung. Martyr? I'd covered for her years ago. I stood, slamming my evidence on the table. You stole. You lied. You accused me, and now I'm the bad guy? The room went still. Nate broke the silence. Tara, you messed up. Ethan's got proof. Stop this. She glared at him, then me. You think you're better than me? You'll always be the boring one. Her words cut, but I didn't flinch. Maybe, I said, but I'm not a thief. Dad raised a hand. Enough. Tara, you're out of the business. Ethan, you're in charge now. My jaw dropped. In charge? The store was theirs, not mine. Mom nodded, eyes wet. You've always been steady, Ethan. We trust you. Tara scoffed, storming out. I felt no joy, just wait. Running the store meant staying in this mess, tied to a family that barely saw me. I drove home, mind spinning. Could I do this? Did I even want to? That night, Lila called. Heard you're the boss now. You okay? I wasn't. It's too much, I admitted. Tara's still out there, lying. And now I'm stuck with the store. Lila paused. Then don't be. Sell it. Walk away. Live your life. Her words hit hard. Sell it. Leave the family behind. The idea felt like betrayal, but also freedom. The idea of selling the store felt like a lifeline and a betrayal all at once. I sat in my Portland apartment, staring at the city lights, Lila's words echoing. Live your life. Tara's lies had fractured everything. Family, trust, my sense of home. Now I was supposed to run the business? Tie myself to a place that held so much pain? I wasn't sure I could. Monday morning, I called a lawyer. Not just any lawyer. Clara, a friend from my tech job who specialized in small business sales. Ethan, you sure about this? She asked, her voice sharp over coffee. I nodded. The store's await. I need out. She agreed to review the books, but warned me. Your parents might fight this. And Tara? She'll lose it. I didn't care. Or so I thought. By Wednesday, Clara had news. The store was profitable, worth about $400,000. A local chain was interested. Clean sale, she said. You'd walk away with enough to start fresh. My chest loosened. Freedom. But then she added, your parents need to sign off. It's still in their name. My heart sank. Convincing Mom and Dad? That meant facing Tara again. I drove to the store that weekend, nerves frayed. Mom was restocking shelves, Dad in the office. No Tara, thank God. I laid out the plan. Sell the store, split the profits, move on. Mom's face fell. This is our legacy, Ethan. Dad was quieter. You don't want it. I shook my head. It's not mine. It's yours. And Tara's mess made it clear. I'm done. Then Tara walked in. Of course. Her eyes narrowed at the papers on the counter. Selling the store? You're stealing our future now? I snapped. You stole first. $22,000. Tara? You don't get to play victim. She lunged for the papers, but Dad grabbed them. Enough, he said, voice low. Ethan's right. You broke trust. Tara froze, stunned. I'd never seen Dad take my side so fast. Mom cried. We can't lose this place. I softened. You won't lose each other. But I need to let go. Tara scoffed. Running away, as always. Her words stung, but I held firm. No. Building something new. Clara called later. The buyers offered $450,000, contingent on a clean audit. I agreed, but my gut twisted. Tara wouldn't let this go quietly. Sure enough, Monday brought chaos. Tara had emailed the buyers, claiming the store was mismanaged, hinting at legal issues. The deal wobbled. Clara was furious. She's sabotaging you. I dug into the store's server again. Tara had tried accessing it last night. Failed, thanks to my new security. But she'd left a trail, emailing a competitor with tips about our finances. My blood boiled. She was relentless. I called Nate. She's trying to tank the sale, I said. He sighed. She's desperate, Ethan. She's got nothing left. I didn't care. I forwarded the emails to Clara, who sent a cease and desist letter to Tara. Then I confronted Mom and Dad. She's hurting you now, not just me. Dad nodded, face grim. We'll handle her. But Mom just stared, silent, torn. The audit cleared by Friday. The buyers were back on. I felt a spark of hope, until Tara showed up at my apartment that night. Unannounced. Eyes wild. You win, okay, she said, voice shaking. But don't do this. Don't sell. I stared, incredulous. You framed me. You lied. Why should I listen? She broke down, sobbing. I'm sorry, Ethan. I was scared. Too late. Or was it? Tara's sobs echoed in my apartment, her apology hanging like smoke. I was scared, she said, tears streaming. I stood frozen, heart pounding. Scared? She'd framed me, tanked my reputation, and now she was here, begging? My instinct was to slam the door. But her eyes, raw, desperate, stopped me. Was this real? Or another act? I didn't trust her. Not anymore. Get out, I said, voice low. Tara flinched. Ethan, please. I lost everything. My job, my savings. I messed up. Her voice cracked, but I remembered her smirk at the reunion, her lies to the buyers. You tried to ruin me, I said. You don't get to cry now. She wiped her face, nodding. I know, but don't sell the store. It's all Mom and Dad have. I laughed, bitter. You don't care about them. You care about you. She left without another word. I locked the door, hands shaking. Her plea gnawed at me. Was I the asshole for pushing forward? The store wasn't just theirs. It was my childhood, my late nights balancing books, my quiet pride. Selling felt like erasing that. But keeping it, that meant staying tethered to Tara's chaos. I called Clara. The sale's still on, I said. She paused. You sure? I wasn't. But I nodded anyway. Monday hit like a storm. The buyers confirmed the $450,000 deal, but Tara had escalated. She'd posted on social media a long rant calling me a greedy traitor who forged evidence to steal the family legacy. She tagged cousins, aunts, even local customers. My phone buzzed with notifications, accusations, questions, pity. Nate texted, she's unhinged. Be careful. I felt sick. She was burning everything down. I met Clara at a coffee shop. She slid over a cease and desist draft. This stops her legally, she said. But the damage is public now. You need to respond. I shook my head. I'm not playing her game. Clara leaned in. Then you lose the narrative. People believe the loudest voice. She was right. Tara's post had 200 likes already. I felt the walls closing in. That night, I drafted my own post. Not a rant, facts. I laid out the accountant's report, the server logs, the $22,000 Tara stole. I attached screenshots, blurred names for privacy, and wrote, I didn't want this fight. My sister forced it. I'm selling the store to move on. Judge me if you want. I hesitated, then hit post. My heart raced. No going back now. By morning, the post had blown up. Cousins commented support. Customers messaged apologies. Even Aunt Lisa wrote, I was wrong, Ethan. I'm sorry. But Tara? She doubled down, commenting, he's lying. Always has. I ignored her, but the relief was fleeting. Mom called, voice trembling. Ethan, this is public now. You're tearing us apart. I snapped. Tara did that, not me. She hung up. I felt hollow. Clara called with worse news. The buyers were spooked by the drama. They're pulling out unless you can prove stability, she said. Stability? With Tara torching my name? I dug deeper, finding more evidence. Emails where Tara offered store data to a competitor. I sent them to Clara, who forwarded them to the buyers. This shows you're cleaning house, she said. They're back in. Friday, I drove to the store for the final meeting. Mom and Dad signed the sale papers, faces heavy. Tara wasn't invited, but she showed up anyway, banging on the locked door. You can't do this, she screamed. Dad opened it, voice firm. Tara, leave. She stared, betrayed, then left. I signed the papers, hands steady. The store was gone. So was my family, it felt like. That night, I sat alone, staring at the signed contract. Freedom, but at what cost? Tara was out there, plotting. I knew it. And Mom's words, tearing us apart, stuck with me. Was I wrong to go nuclear? Should I have let Tara's lies slide to keep the peace? AITA for fighting back, Reddit? What would you do? The store was sold. The ink was dry, the money wired, but the weight in my chest didn't lift. Tara's public rants kept coming, each one wilder, accusing me of everything from fraud to stealing her life. I ignored them, focused on my tech job in Portland, tried to rebuild. But her lies were a shadow, creeping into every quiet moment. I wasn't free yet. Lila noticed my tension at work. Ethan, you're carrying her baggage, she said over lunch. Cut it loose. Easier said than done. My phone buzzed constantly, cousins taking sides, Mom pleading for peace. Dad stayed silent, as always. Then, a week after the sale, Nate called, voice urgent. Tara's at it again. She's got a lawyer. Says she's suing for her share. My blood ran cold. Suing? With what? I met Clara that night. She laughed when I told her. Tara's got no case. The evidence buries her. But she frowned, scrolling her phone. Problem is, she's crowdfunding online. Calling you a family destroyer. Raised $5,000 already. I stared, stunned. Tara was turning our fight into a spectacle, rallying strangers to her cause. My post had backfired. She was the victim now. I went home, numb. My apartment felt foreign, like I didn't belong. I opened my laptop, saw Tara's crowdfunding page. Her sob story painted me as a cold, calculating brother who framed her out of jealousy. Comments tore me apart. What a snake. Poor Tara. I slammed the laptop shut, heart racing. She was winning the narrative. Again. Then, a twist. Lila texted me a link late that night. Check this. It was a local news article. Small business sale sparks family feud. My jaw dropped. It detailed Tara's theft, the accountant's report, my evidence. Someone, Nate, had leaked it. The article quoted a customer. Ethan kept that store alive. Tara's lying. Comments online flipped. People were turning on her. I didn't celebrate. The exposure felt raw, like ripping open a wound. But it worked. Tara's crowdfunding stalled. Her lawyer dropped her, citing conflicting evidence. I thought it was over. Then, Friday morning, my doorbell rang. Tara stood there. No makeup, hair a mess, holding a crumpled envelope. "Read it," she said, voice flat. I hesitated, then took it. Inside was a letter. Handwritten. "Ethan, I'm done fighting. I was wrong. I stole. I lied. I was scared, drowning in debt, and I blamed you. I'm leaving town. You won't hear from me again. I'm sorry." My hands shook. Sorry. After everything? I looked up, but she was gone, her car peeling out. I stood there, frozen, the letter heavy. That night, I drove to Mom and Dad's. They deserved to know. Mom read the letter, tears falling. "She's my baby," she whispered. Dad took my hand. "You did right, Ethan. I'm proud." First time he'd said that. Ever. My throat tightened. I wanted to feel relief, but it was bittersweet. Tara was gone, but so was the sister I once knew. The explosive moment came Monday. Clara called, voice shaking. "Ethan, check your email." A competitor had sent an offer, $200,000 for my cybersecurity expertise to secure their systems, citing my proven integrity from the news. I laughed, stunned. The store sale gave me freedom. This gave me power. I accepted, my future shifting in a heartbeat. I stood on my balcony, city lights glowing. Tara's shadow was gone. I'd outgrown her, the store, the pain. But one question lingered. Was I too harsh? Could I have saved her instead of exposing her? Reddit, what would you have done? Fight for family, or let them fall? Comment below. I need to know. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought, or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.